My grandfather was a tiny landlord. Was considered after liberation was considered to be a bad guy. So I was. I know how tough it was when I was a kid. There's examination that young people, if you want to go university, you have to take the examinations. So I failed 3 times. But a lot of fail. I failed for funny things that I failed a key primary school test for 2 times, and I failed 3 times for the middle schools, and. You will never believe in Hangzhou, my city, there's only 1 middle school that lasts only 1 year. It was changed from primary school to middle school because our graduates of our school, no middle school accept us because we were too bad. They will become a middle school. I think we have to get used to it. We're not that good. Even today, we still have a lot of people reject us. I think when I graduated from universities, and before for 3 years I tried to fill in the universities. So I applied jobs for 30 times, got rejected. I went for a police, they said, no, you're not good. I went to even the KFC. When KFC came to China, come to my city, 24 people went for the job. 23 people were accepted. I was the only one guy. And we went for police. 5 people, 4 of them accepted. I was the only guy that I received it. So to me, being turned down, rejected. Oh, by the way, I told you that I applied for Harvard for 10 times, rejected. I know I'll be rejected. I just don't want to say that.
Yeah, sorry now.
I really like I don't know why at 12, 13 years old, that time I suddenly fell in love into the language, the English. And there's no place you can learn English at that time. There's no books, English books. So I went to the Hangzhou Hotel, now called Hangzhou Shangri-La Hotel, because that was the hotel can receive the foreign visitors. So every morning for 9 years, I showed them around as a free guide, and they taught me English. And I think that changed me. Today, I'm 100% made in China. I've never got a one-day train outside China.
Yeah.
And when people talk to me, say, Jack, how can you speak English like that? Why sometimes you talk like an Western guys? I think that was the 9 years. These Western tourists opened my mind because everything they told me are so different from the things I learned from the schools and from my parents. So now I have a habit. Whatever I see, whatever I read, I use my mind. Think about for 2 minutes.
Is that how Ma Jun became Jack Ma?
Actually, Jack, the name was given by a lady in tennis. She's a tourist. She came here and she said, came to Hangzhou. We become a pen friends. Ma Ring is so difficult to pronounce. So she said, do you have an English name? I said, don't. So can you give me an English name? She said, okay. She said, my father called it Jack. My husband called Jack. What do you think about Jack? I said, good. So I've been using that for that many years.
Yeah.
And my friend opened a small office, which is like only 10% bigger than this room. And there are a lot of computers in there. And he said, Jack, this is internet. I asked, what is internet? He said, search whatever you want. At that time, they used Mosaic, very slow. Right? And I said, I don't use it. I don't want to type because computer is so expensive in China. If I destroy it, yes, I cannot pay. He said, just to search it. So I searched the first word, beer. I don't know why, because it's easy to spell, baby. And I see beers from Germany, beers from USA, beers from Japan, but there's no beer from China. And I say, okay, type the second word is China. No data. Nothing. And I said, 1995, no data about China. So I talked to my friend, why not make something about China? So we made a small, very ugly looking page called China. It's something like I did a translation agency, we listed on there. It was so shocking. We launched at 9:40 in the morning. 12:30, I got a phone call from my friend. He said, Jack, you got 5 emails. I said, what is email? And they said, these other things. See, people so excited. Where are you? This is the first time I see a Chinese website on that. How can we can we do something together? So I think this is something interesting. So we should do it. I think because we started about doing business on the internet. I don't know you, you don't know me. So how can you do things online unless you have trust? So for e-commerce, the most important thing was trust. I think when I first went to USA for raising money, talk to the venture capitalists, a lot of people say, oh, Jack, no. China doing business by the guanxi. How can you do business on internet? And I know that without the trust system, the credit system, it's impossible to do business. So in the past 14 years, everything we do is trying to build up the trust system, the record system. Well, Charlie, I'm so proud today when I talk to the young. Today in China and in the world, people don't trust each other. The government and people and media and everybody think, this guy's cheating. But because of e-commerce, we finish 60 million transactions every day. People don't know each other. I don't know you, I send products to you. You don't know me, you wire the money to me. And I don't know you, I give a person a package, I don't know him. He took something to cross the ocean, cross the river, and send. This is the trust. We have at least 60 million trust happening every day. I think it's the opportunity, it's a responsibility talking to them, tell them how internet can help.
So you tell them we create jobs.
Oh yeah, I think a lot of people debate and fight against them, and in the first 12 years, anybody come to my office, I sit down, talking to them, how we can help economy, how we can create jobs, why China will improve by the internet. I think because internet that time is new to any government. And if you convince somebody, and you have the chance. So today I'm very talkative. This is why I talk to so many people. And a lot of people say, this Jack is crazy. He's doing something that we don't understand. A lot of venture capitalists give you money because there is such a American model already there. But they say, Alibaba, we don't see this kind of model, right?
They say Jack's crazy.
Yeah, this is crazy guy. I mean, I remember my first time in Time magazine, they call me Crazy Jack. And I think crazy is good. We are crazy, but we're not stupid. We know what we are doing, but if everybody agree with me, if everybody believe our idea is good, we have no chance. So that's the money we raised, we're very thankful. So when our investors make a lot of money, I feel proud and honored. At the beginning, I never thought, I thought when I was young, I said, everything's possible. Now I know not everything's possible. When you have something, you have to think about, you have to consider about the others. You have to consider about the customer, society, your employees, your shareholders, society. There are so many things that I think if you continue to work hard, there's possibility. And I just feel that I'm enthusiastic about what we are doing. At the beginning, for the first 5 years, I just want to survive. And 5 years later, I think...
That's 2000, from 98.
Yeah. But later, I think, wow, so many people's life changed. I was so excited. For the first 3 years, we made zero revenue. Zero revenue. But we are so excited to continue to work. You know what happened? I remember many times when I go to a restaurant and have dinner, somebody came, when I was trying to pay the bill, the owner of the restaurant came to say, sir, your bill is paid by someone. And the small note say, hey, Mr. Ma, I'm your customer of Alibaba Group, Alibaba platform. I made a lot of money, and I know you don't make any money. I pay the bill for you.
Yeah.
And I remember one day that I was sitting somewhere in the coffee, somebody sending me a cigar. I don't smoke cigar, but there's a note that, thank you very much, I'm your customer. And I remember in the Taobao days, I was at the Shangri-La Hotel in Beijing. When I get on the taxi, a man who opened the door for me, the boy at the gate, he said, Jack, thank you very much.
So what if
I'm
you-
service here. My girlfriend makes more money than I do on your site. And this is something that you know that it's not amazing. If you don't do it, nothing's possible. If you try to do it, at least you have the hope. So the the transactions we have is second after Walmart. So tiny.
Second after Walmart.
Yeah, tiny of the of the money already make us big. So, we second after Walmart. I remember one of the senior management of Walmart guys came to Hangzhou 5 years ago. He said, Jack, you did a great job and blah blah blah. So I said maybe in 10 years we'll be bigger than Walmart. He said, young man, you have a good hope. So we said, make a bet. I think in 10 years we'll be bigger than Walmart on the sales, because if you want to have 10,000 new customers, you have to build a new warehouse and this, that. For me, 2 servers. I like the Hollywood innovation and the digital background. I learned so much about the Hollywood movies, especially the Forrest Gump.
You love Forrest Gump.
I love Forrest Gump.
But why do you like him?
Simple. Never give up.
Never give up.
People thinking he's dumb, but he knows what he's doing. And I was very depressed the day, year 2002 or 3 in the States, when a bit earlier than that. I was very depressed when I could not find out a way for the internet. And I watched the movie in my friend's home, Forrest Gump. When I see him, I think, this is the guy we should learn from. Believe what you're doing, love it, whether people like it, don't like it, be simple. And like the word, life is like a box of chocolate. You never know what you can get, right? I never know I would be here talking to you and talking to Charlie Rose. I never know. But today I made it. I told my people in my apartment 15 years ago, guys, we have to work hard, not for ourselves. If we can be successful, 80% of the young people in China can be successful. We don't have a rich father, powerful uncle. We don't have a $1 from bank, 1 cent from government. Just work as a team.
So what do you worry about?
I worry about it today. Young people, a lot of young people lose hope, lose vision, and start to complain. Because we also have the same period. Because when it's not a good feeling being rejected by so many people. We also depressed, but at least later we find that the world has a lot of opportunity. How you see the world, how you catch the opportunity. So, in the Hollywood gives me a lot of inspiration. But movie, TV, these are things you don't need logistic system. And movie probably is the best product that can help Chinese young people to understand. Because one thing I told the Chinese people, my friends, in American movie, all the heroes at the beginning, they look like a bad guy. But terrible things coming, they become a hero. And finally, they all survived. China, if you buy a hero, all the hero died. So, because only dead people become the hero. So nobody want to be the hero.
So you want to change the Chinese definition of hero?
Yeah, I want to say hero. Today we have so many heroes who live in this world.
What does that do for you, other than keep you in good
I love
health?
Tai Chi. Tai Chi is a philosophy about yin and yang. Tai Chi is about how you balance, how you work, like a competition. People say when I compete with eBay, say, you hate eBay. No, I don't hate eBay. It's a great company. They come, I go. Tai Chi is like, you fight here, I go over there. You put it on the top, I go to down, right? So it's a balance, right? You are heavy, I'm small, When I'm small, I can jump. You're heavy, you cannot jump. So the Tai Chi is about a philosophy. I use in Tai Chi philosophy in the business. Calm down. There's always way out. And keep yourself balanced. And meanwhile, don't try to keep, because business is a competition is a fun. Business is not like a battlefield. You die or I win. Business, even if you die, I may not win. Right? So it's about fun. So Tai Chi gives me a lot of inspirations. At first, I think many years ago, I want to change the world. Now, I think if we want to change the world, we change ourselves. Change ourselves is more important and easier than change the world. And second is that I want to improve the world. Because it changed the world may be Obama's job. Because my job is to making sure that my team are happy. Because my team are happy, they can make my customer happy. If my customer, they are all small business. When they're happy, we are happy. About women, one of the secret source for Alibaba's success is that we have a lot of women. She asked me a question. Jack, I've seen so many women in your company. I say, what's wrong? We have later we find that we have 47% of the employees of our company are women.
How many? 40?
47% of our company are women. And we actually had a 51 because we acquire some company these days. They have more men, so balance that.
But these are women in top-level positions?
33% of the management are women, and 24% of the senior management, very top level, are women. We have a women CEO, CFO, CPO, Chief People Officer, and we have everywhere. And I think so comfortable to working with them because women, in this world, if you want to win in 21st century, you have to making sure that making other people powerful, empower others, making sure the other people better than you are, then you will be successful. So I find the women, they think about the others more than they think about themselves. Yeah, women think about the kids, husband, parents, much more than the man. So I think, just like a human grow, this body can never grow. Certain time, the slow of growth of your body is slow, but you should grow your mind, grow your culture, grow your value, grow your wisdom. I think China is moving to that direction. 15 years ago, in my apartment, my wife was at that time one of the 18 founders. I asked her, do you want your husband to be a rich person? I never said rich person in China, rich person in Hangzhou. Or you want your husband to be a respected person? She said, of course respected. Because she never believed, and I don't believe we'll be rich people. We just want to survive. I believe when you have $1 million, that's your money. When you have $20 million, you start to have a problem. You worry about inflation, where we should start to buy and this, that, had it come. When you have $1 billion, that's not your money. That's the trust society gives on you. They believe you can manage the money, use the money better than the government and the others. So I think today, I have the resources, do more things. With the money we have, with the influence we have, we should spend more time on the young people. And I would say, someday I'll go back to teach, go back to school, spend time with the young people and sharing with them what I done. So the money is not mine. I just happily and having these resources, then I want to do a better job and tell them that if Jack, I don't think in this world there are a lot of people be rejected more than 30 times. If we, the only thing we never give up, the only thing we're like a Forrest Gump, we keep on fight, we keep on changing ourselves. We don't complain. Whether you were successful or not successful, I find that people, when they finish the job, if they make the mistake, if they fail, if they always complain the others, this guy will never come back. If the guy only check himself, yeah, something wrong with me here, something wrong with me there, this guy has a hope. Thank you.
If you've ever felt that life is full of closed doors and disappointments, Jack Ma's story could completely change your perspective. Imagine being rejected from more than 30 jobs, failing tests at renowned universities countless times, and yet still believing that success is possible. Against all odds, Jack Ma built a billion-dollar empire and became one of the most influential men in the world. But he didn't do it by luck or shortcuts. His journey is a testament to perseverance, resilience, and how to see beyond the obstacles that life throws your way. Now let's continue exploring the most powerful lessons Jack Ma has learned along the way. We'll dive into how he turned his failures into opportunities, how rejection pushed him to create something that would change the course of the global economy, and how the simple act of learning English opened doors he would never have imagined. if you're looking for inspiration to overcome your own challenges and reach the next level of success, give the video a like and stay with us until the end. Get ready to learn about the key moments in Jack Ma's life and the lessons he leaves us about persistence, confidence, and vision for the future. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand the secrets behind Jack Ma's success, but you'll also have the tools to apply these principles to your own life and career. Subscribe to the channel and let's go. Jack Ma, born in Hangzhou, China, in 1964, grew up in an environment of political and economic turbulence during the Cultural Revolution. Despite the adversities, he was always a curious and dedicated young man when it came to learning. In a family with limited resources, Jack developed perseverance early on as a tool to overcome his difficulties. Formal education was limited, but that did not stop him from seeking knowledge at every opportunity, and this relentless thirst for learning accompanied him throughout his life. With a childhood marked by financial struggles, Jack had to adapt quickly. Not only did he face limitations in terms of resources, but he also had to deal with a society undergoing constant transformation. While other children dreamed of a stable life, Jack always aimed for something bigger, even without knowing exactly how or when he would get there. His humility and resilience, however, kept him focused on continuing forward, always believing that a better future was possible. This inner strength, shaped by a difficult start, is something Jack values to this day in his journey. The determination he cultivated over the years prepared him for the greater challenges to come, showing that even coming from a modest background, he was destined to achieve great things. And this leads to a fundamental lesson. Adversity can be the best fuel for success when one learns how to harness it. Jack Ma's life is marked by numerous rejections, both in his education and professional career. He tried several times to enter prestigious universities like Harvard, but he was rejected at every attempt. This series of no's not only shaped his worldview, but also taught him one of the most valuable lessons for any entrepreneur. Failure is just a step in the journey toward success. For Jack, each rejection was an opportunity to learn and grow, not a reason to give up. In addition to academic rejection, Jack faced difficulties in the job market. He applied for more than 30 different jobs, including positions at KFC, but was rejected every time. This period of constant failures could have broken many people's determination, but Jack remained resilient. He always believed that, despite the difficulties, success was within his reach as long as he kept trying. This belief is what set him apart from others who might have given up under the same circumstances. The concept of never giving up became a fundamental part of Jack Ma's philosophy. He understood that rejection is part of building a strong character and a resilient mindset. In Jack's view, each no was a step closer to the yes he so desired. For him, rejection was not the end of the line, but a fork in the road, pointing him in a new direction where he could try again. The importance of learning from mistakes and moving forward became a hallmark of his journey. In many interviews, Jack has commented that the biggest mistake most people make is giving up too soon. He believes the real key to success is not avoiding failure, but learning from it. A fascinating example comes from his own life experience. After numerous rejections, he finally found an opportunity in the business world. It was this persistence that eventually led him to found Alibaba, one of the world's largest e-commerce companies. Thus, Jack Ma's story teaches us that failure is just part of the process of achieving great things. The most important thing is to keep believing in yourself, even when others don't. Rejection, rather than being an insurmountable obstacle, can be the catalyst for new ideas and greater accomplishments. One of the most curious aspects of Jack Ma's journey is how he learned English, a skill that completely changed the course of his life. Without access to formal classes, Jack decided he would learn the language in an unconventional way. For 9 years, he rode his bike to a hotel in his hometown to converse with tourists and practice English. This self-taught method not only improved his language skills, but also connected him with different cultures and ideas, expanding his horizons in an incomparable way. The constant contact with foreigners opened Jack Ma's mind to opportunities beyond China's borders. He didn't just learn a language, but acquired a global vision that would be essential for the success of his future company. In a country where many saw the local market as the only option, Jack began to view the world as a vast field of possibilities. and this is largely due to English. He realized that effective communication in another language is a bridge to innovation and the creation of international networks. Moreover, learning English helped Jack Ma develop an essential skill for any successful leader: the ability to connect with different people and cultures. His determination to master the language without formal help reveals much about his persistent and self-driven nature. He knew that to make a difference in a globalized world, it would take more than technical or academic knowledge. He needed to be able to communicate his ideas effectively to international audiences. Proficiency in English also played a crucial role when Jack Ma began exploring the world of the internet and e-commerce. He gained access to information, research, and opportunities that many of his contemporaries did not have. This allowed him to see the potential of e-commerce at a time when most people were still tied to traditional commerce. English, therefore, became one of the most powerful tools in his journey toward global success. Thus, learning English was much more than just a linguistic skill for Jack Ma. It was the key that opened doors to the world. He realized that knowledge of another language not only expands communication possibilities, but also allows for the exploration of new ideas, cultures, and markets. Without this skill, Jack Ma's and Alibaba's destiny might have been entirely different. In 1995, Jack Ma had his first experience with the internet during a trip to the United States. This moment was a turning point in his life, as he quickly realized the enormous potential that the global network offered. Interestingly, the first thing he searched for on the internet was beer, and while there was information about different countries, there was nothing about China. This sparked a flame in his mind, making him question why his country was so absent from the digital world, which would later become one of the key drivers behind the creation of Alibaba. The impact of this first contact with the internet was profound. Jack realized that he was witnessing a technological revolution, something that could change the course of business forever. For someone who was already a visionary and believed in breaking barriers, the internet presented an unprecedented opportunity to connect China with the rest of the world. He saw not only a new frontier to explore, but also a chance to put his country on the digital map. It was one of those moments when a simple idea transforms into an obsession. Upon returning to China, Jack Ma began sharing his ideas about the internet and how it could be the key to the future of business. However, he faced a lot of resistance. At the time, few people believed in the potential of the internet, and most didn't even understand how it worked. But true to his nature, Jack was not deterred by the criticism. He was convinced that the internet was the future, and this belief led him to create the first online company in China, called China Pages. The early days were tough. The lack of digital infrastructure in the country and the skepticism of investors and business people made Jack's first steps extremely challenging. But rather than giving up, he used these obstacles as fuel to keep pushing forward. He continued studying the internet and looking for ways to adapt it to the Chinese reality, always with the vision of creating something innovative that could benefit not only large corporations, but also small businesses and consumers. Jack Ma's first experience with the internet was, therefore, a milestone not only in his life, but also in the history of e-commerce. From that moment, he began to visualize a future where the internet would not just be a research tool, but a platform where people could do business quickly, securely, and efficiently. This was the seed that would grow into the e-commerce giant, Alibaba. When Jack Ma began developing Alibaba, he faced a significant challenge: convincing people that they could trust transactions conducted over the internet. In China in the 1990s, distrust was widespread when it came to e-commerce. The idea of buying and selling products online seemed risky to many, especially since the banking and payment systems were still rudimentary. Jack knew that without building a system that fostered trust, his vision of e-commerce would never take off. For Jack, trust wasn't just an abstract value, but the foundation for success in any online transaction. He understood that if people didn't trust the security of the payment process and the delivery of products, they simply wouldn't use his platform. With this in mind, he focused on creating a solution that would eliminate the barriers of insecurity. This need gave birth to Alipay, a payment platform that revolutionized e-commerce in China by offering guarantees for both buyers and sellers. Alipay was crucial for Alibaba's growth because it allowed users to conduct transactions without the fear of being scammed. By introducing a system where the money was only transferred to the seller after the buyer confirmed receipt of the product, Jack Ma was able to break the mistrust that had dominated online commerce. This model gave consumers the security they needed to make online purchases, contributing to the company's rapid expansion. For Jack Ma, trust extended beyond financial transactions. He believed that trust between people was a fundamental pillar of business success. He implemented a culture within Alibaba that emphasized the importance of being transparent, honest, and trustworthy in all interactions, whether with customers, partners, or investors. This philosophy not only helped strengthen the company's reputation, but also solidified user loyalty. Thus, Jack Ma demonstrated that the true success of e-commerce isn't just about creating an accessible and innovative platform, but ensuring that users can fully trust the process. Without that trust, any technology, no matter how advanced, would be doomed to fail. This was one of Jack's great innovations, understanding that, in the end, the most important element in the digital world is the human element. In the early years of Alibaba, Jack Ma faced a series of rejections from investors. Many believed his business model was not viable, and that e-commerce in China would never take off. Jack's vision seemed far removed from reality at the time, and investor skepticism nearly halted the company's early growth. Nevertheless, Jack remained steadfast, believing that the potential of e-commerce was undeniable, and that he just needed to find the right people to invest in his vision. Many times, Jack had to face rooms full of skeptical investors who didn't see how Alibaba could compete with already established international giants. He heard repeatedly that the Chinese market was too traditional to adopt e-commerce, and that people would prefer to continue shopping in physical stores. However, Jack Ma was not shaken. For him, these negative opinions were just temporary noise. He was convinced that, over time, people would recognize the value of the convenience and efficiency of online shopping. These initial rejections, however, were a significant source of learning for Jack. Every no taught him something new about how to improve his pitch to investors and refine his business model. He understood that rejection was part of the process, and that it could be used as a tool to strengthen his vision. Jack was willing to adapt his approach without compromising his core principles, and this resilience was essential to Alibaba's growth in the years to come. It was only after several frustrating attempts that Jack Ma finally found investors who believed in his potential. One key figure was Masayoshi Son, founder of SoftBank, who decided to bet on Alibaba despite the high risk. Son's investment was a turning point for the company, providing the necessary resources to expand quickly and consolidate its presence in the Chinese market. This crucial moment reinforced Jack's belief that, with perseverance, the right doors would eventually open. The initial rejection from investors could have been the end of Alibaba, but for Jack Ma, it was just another proof that the path to success is filled with obstacles. He demonstrated that, to achieve great things, one must be prepared to face numerous barriers, and that the real challenge is not just having a great idea, but finding people who believe in it as much as you do. For Jack Ma, Tai Chi is not just a physical practice, but a philosophy he has integrated into his business approach. Inspired by this ancient Chinese martial art, Jack believes that balance and flexibility are essential for both personal and business success. Tai Chi teaches how to deal with opposition, to use the strength of the opponent to one's advantage, and never to resist challenges rigidly. This mindset has shaped how he faced challenges in the corporate world. In business, Jack Ma often talks about the importance of maintaining balance, especially in a highly competitive environment like e-commerce. Just like in Tai Chi, where softness can overcome brute force, Jack believes that in business, one must be agile, adaptable, and patient. He has often compared market dynamics to the fluid movements of Tai Chi, where strength lies in flexibility and the ability to adjust to changing economic landscapes. This philosophy was crucial during moments of immense pressure when Alibaba faced international giants like eBay and Amazon. Instead of competing directly with them, Jack Ma opted for a more strategic and balanced approach, focusing on small and medium-sized businesses instead of trying to dominate the global market all at once. He believed that by building a solid and sustainable foundation, growth would naturally follow. This active, patient strategy, as he describes it, was one of the keys to Alibaba's success. Furthermore, Tai Chi taught Jack the importance of cultivating harmony within his team and in his business partnerships. He has always promoted collaboration instead of internal competition, encouraging his employees to work together as a cohesive unit. This organizational culture, based on mutual respect and cooperation, helped Alibaba grow steadily even in uncertain times. For Jack, the strength of a company is directly tied to its leaders' ability to maintain emotional and strategic balance, even in the most challenging moments. Ultimately, the philosophy of Tai Chi became a powerful metaphor for how Jack Ma views the business world, a delicate balance between strength and softness, patience and action, adaptation and perseverance. He has shown that success is not just a matter of force, but of knowing how to channel energy wisely, turning challenges into opportunities. One of Jack Ma's most visionary approaches to Alibaba's growth was his decision to invest in women. He recognized early on that women play a fundamental role in business, not only because of their skills and talents, but also because of their ability to build trust and create a more collaborative organizational culture. Jack often praises the fact that a large portion of Alibaba's leadership is composed of women, and he attributes part of the company's success to this diversity. For Jack, women bring a unique perspective to business, a sensitivity that balances the competitiveness often associated with the corporate world. He believes that women are naturally more customer-oriented and have an innate ability to understand market needs. This empathy and focus on consumer-driven solutions are factors that, according to Jack, have helped Alibaba differentiate itself from its competitors. His decision to invest in female leaders was, therefore, strategic and deeply aligned with the company's values. The data supports this vision. Under the leadership of many women in key positions, Alibaba has expanded its operations globally, created new products and services, and strengthened its customer base. Jack has always emphasized that success comes not only from big ideas, but from a team capable of implementing them effectively. Women, in his view, have been essential in turning Alibaba's vision into reality, especially in such a dynamic sector as e-commerce. Moreover, Jack Ma is a strong advocate for gender equality in the workplace, believing that giving women equal opportunities is not only the right thing to do, but also a smart business decision. He has stated on numerous occasions that promoting inclusion and diversity makes companies more resilient and innovative. Female leadership at Alibaba is thus a reflection of this belief, and Jack continues to promote this culture within the company and through his philanthropic foundation. Therefore, Jack Ma's investment in women was not just a progressive choice, but one that transformed Alibaba into one of the most innovative and successful companies in the world. He proved that diversity and inclusion are powerful forces for sustainable growth, and that by investing in women, he was, in fact, investing in the future of global commerce. Jack Ma has always been an admirer of cinema, and among all the films, one holds a special place in his life: Forrest Gump. He deeply identifies with the story of the protagonist, a seemingly ordinary man who, despite his limitations, achieves great things through persistence and an unwavering spirit. For Jack, Forrest Gump symbolizes the importance of never giving up, no matter the circumstances, a lesson he has applied relentlessly throughout his entrepreneurial journey. What impresses Jack Ma most about Forrest Gump is his simplicity and determination. Forrest doesn't try to be more than he is, yet he overcomes countless challenges thanks to his perseverance. Jack sees this film as a metaphor for the business world. You don't need to be the brightest or most qualified, as long as you have the ability to keep going, to move forward even when everything seems against you. This principle of keep running, as depicted in the movie, is something Jack carries with him in every new challenge. Throughout his career, Jack Ma has often cited Forrest Gump as a constant source of inspiration, especially in times of uncertainty. Like the character, he believes that life is full of surprises, and success often comes to those who have the patience and confidence to keep going, even when they don't know what the future holds. This optimistic and pragmatic outlook has helped him overcome numerous obstacles, both in the early stages of his career and in his journey with Alibaba. Additionally, the film reinforces one of Jack Ma's central philosophies: The idea that success isn't just about intelligence or strategic planning, but about attitude. For him, the ability to handle the unexpected and continue persisting is the true difference between those who achieve their goals and those who give up along the way. This simple but powerful message echoes throughout Jack's entire journey and is one of the reasons why he recommends Forrest Gump to anyone seeking inspiration. Thus, cinema, and particularly Forrest Gump, played a significant role in shaping Jack Ma's mindset. He found in the film a way to view both the business world and life with a lens of simplicity and resilience. For Jack, the lesson is clear. No matter how many times you stumble, the important thing is to keep running. Over the years, Jack Ma has always seen Alibaba as more than just an e-commerce company. For him, Alibaba's true purpose is to create a platform that can help small businesses worldwide compete on an equal footing with large corporations. Jack has always believed that small businesses are the backbone of the global economy, and his vision for Alibaba's future is deeply connected to this concept of global empowerment. Focusing on small businesses is not just a market strategy, but a lifelong mission for Jack Ma. He understands the struggles faced by small entrepreneurs, having experienced them firsthand in his own journey. From the start, Alibaba was designed to be a bridge between these small businesses and the vast global market. The idea was to enable even the smallest businesses to access customers anywhere in the world, something that was previously reserved only for large conglomerates. With the continued growth of the digital economy, Jack believes that Alibaba has a crucial role to play in creating a more inclusive and diversified economy. He sees the company's future not just as a facilitator of sales, but as a platform that offers tools, education, and support so that small entrepreneurs can thrive. This vision became even clearer with the launch of initiatives specifically aimed at supporting the growth of small businesses in emerging markets. Furthermore, Jack Ma has always emphasized the importance of technology as a tool for democratization. He believes that by providing access to advanced technologies and e-commerce solutions, Alibaba is helping to level the playing field for small businesses. His hope is that, in the future, any entrepreneur, regardless of location or size, can compete on equal footing with the world's largest companies. This commitment to inclusion is what sets Alibaba apart from many of its competitors. Therefore, the future of Alibaba under Jack Ma's vision is closely tied to the success of global small businesses. For him, the true impact of his company will be measured not only by sales numbers, but by how it has transformed the lives of millions of small entrepreneurs around the world. He believes that the future of the global economy is collaborative, and Alibaba will be one of the main agents of this change. For Jack Ma, financial success is not just about accumulating wealth, but understanding the responsibility that comes with it. Since becoming one of the richest men in China, he has emphasized that wealth should not be seen as an end in itself, but as a means to make a difference in the world. Jack believes that as one acquires more resources, their social responsibilities increase proportionally. For him, being financially successful means having the opportunity to help others prosper as well. This vision is reflected in the many philanthropic initiatives Jack Ma has launched over the years. He has a practical and visionary approach when it comes to using his wealth to positively impact society. An example of this is the Jack Ma Foundation, which invests in education, sustainable development, and health. For Jack, his role as a billionaire is much more than enjoying the fruits of his labor. It is ensuring that his fortune is used to benefit humanity in a lasting way. Jack Ma also believes that true financial success is tied to happiness and life purpose. In various interviews, he has stated that money alone does not bring happiness, but it can facilitate the fulfillment of a greater purpose. He often mentions that after reaching a certain level of wealth, money loses its value in terms of personal satisfaction. At this point, the search for meaning and impact becomes even more important. Moreover, Jack Ma teaches that while financial success is important, it should never be pursued at the expense of other core values, such as integrity, respect, and social responsibility. He believes that to build a truly successful life, it is necessary to balance the pursuit of financial growth with the commitment to positively contributing to society. This balance, he says, is what distinguishes an ordinary entrepreneur from a visionary leader. Thus, for Jack Ma, success in personal finances is not just about how much money one makes, but how that money is used to make a difference in the world. He believes that the true measure of a leader is not their material wealth, but the impact they leave on the lives of the people around them. This philosophy guides all his decisions and defines his legacy as one of the great business leaders of the 21st century. More than being known as the richest man in China, Jack Ma wants to be remembered for the impact he had on young entrepreneurs' lives and the transformation he brought to the business world. For him, the true legacy is not in the billions he accumulated, but in the inspiration and opportunities he created for others. Jack has always cared about being a leader who helps others grow, promoting a culture of innovation, collaboration, and resilience. Throughout his career, Jack has encouraged a new generation of entrepreneurs to dream big and believe in the impossible. His own story of perseverance, after facing multiple rejections and hardships, is proof that success is possible for anyone willing to fight for their goals. He has been an unwavering advocate that education and entrepreneurship are the keys to the future, which is why he continues to invest in initiatives that support the development of entrepreneurial skills. Jack is also proud of having built a company that transcends the boundaries of e-commerce. Under his leadership, Alibaba transformed into a global platform that connects people, cultures, and businesses. This global impact is one of the most important parts of his legacy, as Jack always saw Alibaba as a tool to help small and medium-sized businesses around the world thrive. He wants to be remembered as someone who empowered millions of entrepreneurs to achieve their dreams. Moreover, Jack Ma wants to be remembered for his commitment to social responsibility. He firmly believes that wealth should be used for good and has engaged in philanthropic projects in areas such as education and the environment. Jack sees his role as a successful businessman not just as someone who generates wealth, but as someone responsible for giving back to society. His desire to create a lasting impact is one of the reasons he continues to be involved in initiatives aimed at improving the world. Jack Ma's legacy, therefore, is much more than his business achievements. He wants to be remembered as a visionary leader who used his influence and resources to inspire others to achieve their own goals. His belief that the true measure of success lies in the impact we leave on others' lives resonates in all his actions and defines the legacy he is building for future generations. Now that you've learned the valuable lessons from Jack Ma's journey, the question is, what are you going to do with this knowledge? Jack's story shows us that no matter how many times life knocks us down, the important thing is how we get up and move on. Think about the obstacles you face today. Are you seeing them as insurmountable barriers or as opportunities to grow? By applying the principles of resilience, confidence, and future vision, you can turn your own difficulties into stepping stones to success. How about revisiting this content whenever you need an extra push to keep fighting for your dreams? And most importantly, start applying what you've learned right now. Every little action counts, and the road to success begins with the first step. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any more valuable tips like this one. And of course, keep an eye out for the next video. How to instantly master the art of success with Jack Ma. Jack Ma motivational video, where we'll continue this journey of self-discovery and success.